For over 2 centuries, London's network of canals and its riverways, which include the River Lea, which you can see here behind me, have been our highways, and during the 1800s, the very backbone in supporting British industry. From our historic maltings here in Stansted Abbots to our original malt house, which stood on the Strand on the Green in Chiswick, London, we have been sending our malt, the soul and base of champion beers, down these waterways into and around London. The very name of our maltings, French and Jupps, originates from the partnership between the Jupp and French families, with one barge carrier in particular, Margaret French, who operated a fleet of 7 barges which transported our malt in and around the city during the 1800s. Though, as of the last century, this has become a scarce occasion, until today, when we're about to recreate that journey from maltster to brewer down one of Hertfordshire's most important canals, the River Lea. I'm James Marinos from French and Jupps, and we've teamed up with the brilliant team at East London Brewing Co and MJP Water Transport for a very special collaboration, as we're sending our malt down the river to London once again, just as we have since 1810, to brew a wonderful time-honoured porter.
I'm Michael from MJP Water Transport, and today we are carrying for French and Jupps some malt from their Stansted Abbots malt house to Lea Bridge for one of their customers, much like they would have done in the 1800s. The water transport company, we've been operating for about 10 years on and off, and most of our work is retailing coal, solid fuels, diesel, gas to residential boats, but obviously we do other carrying work as and when, so we can take up to sort of 20 tonne a time on one of these boats. Today we're using Pegasus, which was built in 1935 by Harland and Wharf in East Woolwich. What is exciting is it's something that hasn't really been happening on the Lea for so long that it's important that we try and encourage any type of carrying, especially from the malt house being such an old industry in the area, and for the continuation and survival of the smaller independent companies that are still in this industry.
I am George, the head brewer at East London Brewing Company, and we are here today at the brewery brewing our harvest porter, having brought the grains down by barge and used the hops from the Walthamstow Green Hop Project. Once the malt arrived in Lea Bridge, we had a cargo bike from a friend of the brewery's, loaded it up, brought it over to the brewery. So yeah, it's nice that the journey of this malt has all been very, no vans involved, and all kind of bringing back that story. Today we are making a traditional porter. This is a real classic English porter. It's not too strong, it's not too weak, it's 4%. It's going to have a nice malty backbone, some really nice chocolatey notes. It's not going to be super rich. It should be fairly easy drinking, but with lots of flavour. And yeah, it's just a real classic London porter. And the hops we're using for the beer today come from the Walthamstow Hop Project, so they're all grown locally. We've been to the field that all the barley was harvested from with French and Jupps, and yeah, it's a really nice beer where we really know the journey of all the raw materials and everything involved in it from start to finish, and yeah, brewing a real classic porter. So for the recipe, we went with 4 different roasted malts. We started with roasted barley, which is really giving us all the chocolatey, toasty notes that provide that kind of deep richness you want in a porter. And then we used quite a lot of brown malt, which for me has these really nice, slightly burnt toast notes, which are kind of like right at the top of the beer, probably the first thing you smell when you pick it up. And then in equal parts, we used amber malt as well, which has this lovely biscuity quality. and I think there really is a lot of that kind of caramel biscuit flavour coming through in the wort. And then finally, just for kind of smooth top notes, we used a little bit of Caragold, which is going to be a very subtle element that it brings to the beer, but just gives it that nice little sweetness that you get right at the start of drinking the beer. So the beer will be available from the 9th of October. We've called this beer our Harvest Porter because all the ingredients are freshly harvested hops, freshly harvested barley. Available on 9th of October at the historic Olde Rose and Crown on Hoe Street in Walthamstow. We're going to be launching our green hop porter alongside the Walthamstow Pale Ale green hop beer. Both available 9th of October, the Olde Rose and Crown. Be there.